Hey everyone, before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button to join my channel and stay updated with more stories, like this one. I wired $5,600 to help cover my sister's wedding costs. Then my son accidentally played a voicemail aloud. The message? Double the gift amount, or no extra children allowed. He sat there, silent, and murmured, "It's fine, Dad. Just leave me with a sitter like before." I pressed a kiss to his forehead, made a single call, and closed my laptop. By morning, my phone showed 47 missed calls. I'm Michael, 37, a project manager by profession, a single dad by circumstance, and the family's go-to fixer when chaos strikes. Flat tire? I'm the call. Need chairs for an event? My car's got the space. They call me reliable. What they mean is I'm the guy who never says no. My world revolves around my 9-year-old, Theo, sharp, reserved, crazy about soccer and Lego. I've built my life around keeping his steady, homework, meals, bedtime stories. Our small apartment smells of coffee at dawn and fresh laundry on weekends. It's simple, but it's home. Then there's my sister, Avery, 6 years younger, 6 weeks from her wedding, tossing around words like vision and aesthetic when talking about table settings. Mom's her biggest cheerleader. Dad's the quiet one who agrees to keep the peace. And me, I'm the bankroll. It all started on a random Tuesday. Traffic and a stalled car made me late picking Theo up from aftercare. By the time we got home, night had settled in. Theo tossed his backpack on the carpet, digging for his homework. I started boiling water, opened my laptop, and told myself I'd just tackle a few emails. The apartment was calm, save for the stove's soft hum. Theo grated cheese like it was a heist from the fridge. I was almost at ease. Then my phone vibrated. Mom. I ignored it. Then Avery. Then Mom again. I let them all ring. I wasn't ready for their planning committee. Not hungry, not with Theo right there. I kept cooking. Then, thanks to a Bluetooth speaker hidden in Theo's backpack, a voicemail blared across our kitchen like an announcement. Avery's voice. We crunched the numbers. Extra kids won't work unless they're, helpful. You sent the $5,600. Thank you. But we're upping the gift budget for a close family. Double it, or no kids past cocktail hour, including Theo. He's sweet, but we're prioritizing. The words hung heavy. Theo froze, cheese grater in hand. He glanced at me briefly, then looked down like he'd messed up. He whispered, "It's okay, Dad. Just leave me with a sitter like last time." We don't have a sitter. We have Mrs. Ortega down the hall, who watches him for cash and extra tamales when I'm stuck late. Theo said sitter because that's what he thinks fits in Avery's perfect wedding world. I shut off the speaker. My hands trembled. My son was trying to ease my pain at being priced out of his aunt's wedding. I knelt, kissed his head, and said, "You did nothing wrong." He gave a small nod. By bedtime, 6 missed calls. By midnight, 11. By morning, 47. But in that moment, only Theo's expression mattered. For the first time, I saw my family had pushed me beyond reliable. I was raised to be useful, not bold, not gentle, useful. Broken dishwasher? I held the flashlight for Dad. Forms to fill? Mom passed them to me. When Avery forgot her gym shoes in middle school, I drove them over during my lunch break from a dead-end retail job because you're the dependable one, Michael. Dependable became fundable after college. At 22, I covered Dad's knee surgery copay. At 23, I paid for a new AC when my parents' unit broke in July, just until their next paycheck. At 25, Avery chased a fake LA job and needed a co-signer for her lease. Guess who had the credit? Family's family, Mom would say, like it erased the cost. I learned to shrug and say, "It's fine." I skipped trips, cooked at home, told myself I liked plain rice. I thought I was building stability for Theo. I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't honest. I created a world where saying no felt like abandoning them. When Avery got engaged, the first call wasn't joy. It was about securing the venue. A spreadsheet followed, color-coded like a corporate budget, with my name already in the family contributions column. Polite demands masked as thanks. "You're our anchor, just cover this until his parents step up." Every payment came with a shiny thank you and a new issue. The venue's minimum spiked because of a $800 charcuterie board. The photographer needed a deposit for their unique vibe. The florist added an arch that cost like a month's rent. I sent $1,700 in May. Saves the date. Mom texted with hearts. $2,000 in July. You're a hero, Avery said. $900 in August. Almost there, Dad texted, using his monthly word quota. $1,000 last week. Final one. Mom swore, like a parent promising no more toy store stops. I kept a ledger, thinking it gave me control. Truth is, ledgers just tidy up the story while it drains you. As the wedding ballooned, Theo noticed. Not the numbers, but the strain. He saw me skip ice cream at the park, saying, "We've got popsicles at home." He overheard me on calls. "No, my friend won't DJ for free." "No, I can't cover the tip pool." He saw me stare at my laptop at midnight, checking the same accounts. Sometimes he'd bring me water, saying, "Coach says water helps cramps." He meant, "I see you struggling, but I don't know how to help." I drank it. It helped a little. Then came the kid rule, framed as adult vibes. Avery called during Theo's bath. "Ceremonies for everyone," she said, "but after cocktails we want candles and grown-up talk, not kids running around." "Define kids," I said, fishing a toy boat from the tub. "Under 10, she replied. "Except babies, strollers, or families really pitching in." That word, pitching in, stung like a splinter. Pitching in how? I asked. She got vague, support. I imagined Theo at the door. His value weighed like a ticket stub. "He's calm," I said. "He reads. He won't knock over candles." She said, "It's not about him being trouble. It's the vibe. The vibe had a cost. My kid had a cost." I didn't say that. I said, "We'll figure it out." Mom called the next day. Her words soft but pointed. "We're being fair, honey. Some people are covering big pieces." "It's about money," I said. "Don't be tacky," she replied. We argued in loops until the speaker spilled the truth I couldn't. After that voicemail, I stopped seeing the wedding as a party with a budget issue. It was a budget with a party issue. But it wasn't just the wedding. It was 100 small patterns. Mom calling me, not Dad, for bills. Dad emailing me with, "Can you take this?" in the subject. Avery texting, "You're the only one I trust with vendors," meaning, "You're the only one who says yes fast." Other moments now screamed warning signs. The baby shower 3 years ago when I bought most of the food because RSVPs surged and Avery laughed about crowdsourcing parenting. Mom saying, "We drove you to practice," when I hesitated at an airline fee. The Christmas I split my bonus 3 ways, starting January with an empty account, and Mom texted, "Any room for property taxes?" I was taught to take pride in that. I was taught to mistake being useful for being loved. In the weeks before the voicemail, I started saying no quietly. No to the Prosecco cart. No to the ice swan. No to fancier chairs because wood feels luxe. Each no got me labeled difficult in the family tally. "Why are you complicating this?" Avery asked. Because the math didn't add up. Because my kid. Because I was exhausted. But I only said I can't. Mom sighed. Money's not everything. Except when it's all there is. After the last $1,000, she sent hearts. Now we're good. I stared at my cracked phone, rubbed my forehead, and thought, who's we? Then the speaker exposed the truth, and I heard Avery say what was always implied. Double the gift, or Theo's out. He's adorable, but we're prioritizing. Theo looked at me, learning a harsh lesson and trying to soften it for me. "It's okay, Dad," he said, meaning, "I'll be less so you don't have to struggle." That night, I sat by the tub, scrolled my ledger, and felt the numbers like a wound. I called a friend who gets contracts and family drama. "No long speech," he said. "One sentence." "What sentence?" I asked. "No, I slept poorly but woke certain." No family chat novel. No screenshot thread. No shouting. Boundaries are silent strength. Morning came, coffee, lunchbox, soccer cleats, the daily armor. I packed Theo's bag, turned off that sneaky speaker, kissed his head, and promised an early pickup. I meant it. Then I sent 3 texts that shifted everything more than any speech. Theo and I attend on the original invite terms. No more payments. Don't call me at work. To Dad, don't fix this behind my back. That's the issue. To the planner, I'm off logistics and vendor calls. Money questions in writing. Sent. 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 My phone buzzed 10 minutes later. Mom. Avery. Mom. I set it face down. The screen glowed like a storm. By lunch, 12 missed calls. By afternoon, 21. By night, 30 and rising. I cooked dinner. Theo practiced tying knots on a stuffed bear. Our apartment felt small, warm, safe, a place where my voice mattered. Still, each of us made me flinch. Avery had invited me to a tasting, a thank you for my help. Tiny plates, big appreciation. I'd said yes pre-voicemail. Post-voicemail, I nearly bailed. Then I realized change happens faster face-to-face. The restaurant had a long table, all white, plates, spoons, one rosemary sprig acting like a whole garden. The planner smiled like she was bracing for impact. Mom was on speaker with the florist, debating whimsy, a word that's trouble wrapped in leaves. Ben gripped my shoulder, glad you're here. His parents were off handling the band. We sipped soup from tiny cups. Avery said mouthfeel. Dad said nothing. The moment loomed like a steep step. Avery started it, napkin pointed at me. We got your text. Yes, I said. Her smile tightened. We're crafting an experience. You're acting like we're asking for a private jet. Mom jumped in, not here, not now. It's the only time we're together, I said. Efficiency matters. Ben spun his glass. We love Theo, he said, like patching a wound he didn't cause. Stop saying it like it fixes things, I said. Avery's tone sharpened. Kids after cocktails make it messy. We're not cruel. He's in the photos. Do you hear yourself? I asked. He's 9, not decor. She rolled her eyes. You're overreacting. I played her voicemail. The table froze. Her words echoed. Double the gift budget or no extra kids. He's adorable, but we're prioritizing. The planner stared at her notes like they'd save her. Dad's jaw tightened. Ben looked at Avery like he'd missed something obvious. Mom said, that's out of context. The context is months, I said. Payments, promises, rules where your worth is tied to your wallet. Mom sat taller. No one made you help. I pulled out printed emails, highlighted in yellow. I hated being the guy with printouts, but I was done being a feeling. I wanted facts. May 12th, I said. You wrote, we'll lose the date, and it'll crush Avery. July 2nd, you're Theo's godfather. This is family. Last week, one last bridge, honey. We'll make it right. That's not asking, it's pressure. Avery flushed, you're harsh. I'm clear, I said. If Theo leaves at 7 because he doesn't hit the payment mark, I leave too. If the rule changes, we stay. The money I've sent is the last. Mom hissed, don't threaten us. It's a boundary, I said. Ben coughed, we can tweak it. Avery snapped, tweak what? The plan. Kids can stay, he said. Mom made a sound like a kettle whining. We can't, it'll seem unfair. It already is, I said. The planner slid a budget forward. If kids stay, catering goes up $1,600. Cut the oyster bar, late night fries, or neon sign. Any two works. The rest is choice. Mom clutched her chest like we betrayed her. The neon sign is a vibe. So is telling a kid he's not wanted, I said. Silence. A server with another tiny plate backed away like he'd stumbled into a wake. Avery stared, looking for the me who'd cave when she frowned. He's not there, she said. If you walk out, don't expect. Expect what? I stood. She had no answer I'd take. I nodded to Ben, wished the planner well. She didn't sign up for this, and left my napkin folded. Outside, I breathed like the air was heavy. My hand shook. I canceled the hotel rooms I'd booked on my card as a favor. I emailed the planner, reassigning my role. CC'd everyone. Subject done. I turned off my phone. On the train, the city blurred past. Brick, glass, lives in small windows. I thought of Theo in his blazer, practicing serious faces. I thought of him hearing he was adorable but not a priority. A calm, unfamiliar anger settled in. At home, Theo slept, a book open on his chest. I tucked it away, kissed his hair, and sat in the dark, listening to the fridge hum. I waited for regret. It didn't come. Only steady relief. Morning showed 47 missed calls. At 7:03 a.m., Mom texted, "You embarrassed your sister in front of pros." Do you know what that does? Then we sacrifice for you, with a list, rides to practice, casseroles during my strep, a month's rent at 20 when my job cut hours. I thought that rent was a gift, not a debt. I didn't reply. At 7:22, Avery. Canceling rooms was petty. You aired our mess to Ben's parents. We're family. At 8:01, Dad. I read it all. I'm sorry. I should have stepped in. At 8:02, I'll handle transport. It was the first time he took a task without sliding it back when Mom raised her voice. At 9:15, the planner emailed, "Kids welcome. Catering up $1,600. Suggest cutting neon sign and oysters. Vendors informed you're not logistics contact. Families are messy. Boundaries clarify." I nearly cried at a vendor's email. Avery forwarded it to the family chat. "This is Michael's doing." I replied. Planner suggested cuts. I didn't agree to any. I'm not the client. Mom shot back. "You made us look cheap." Then, "We didn't raise you to be petty." I set my phone down and worked. My boss asked how I was. "Fine," I said, in that broken, expected way. At lunch, I bought a coffee I'd skipped all month and sipped it on a sunny curb. A text from cousin Mara, heard some of it. "You're not wrong." That voicemail was rough. Her words steadied me. Someone else saw it. At 3 p.m., the hotel manager called. "We're waiving the cancellation fee. You've always been kind and organized with us." I thanked her, grateful for a space where I wasn't a problem. At 5 o'clock, I picked up Theo. He barreled into me, asking, "Can we practice the tie? I want to walk slow like in videos." We practiced in the hall. Mrs. Ortega clapped from her door, saying, "Handsome." Theo's grin lit up. We ate grilled cheese, played soccer with a laundry basket goal. He asked, "Will the cake be good?" "Yes," I said. "2 slices?" "Don't push it," I teased. He laughed. At bath time, Aunt Lena called, rare, since she usually calls Mom. I expected a scolding. Instead, "Thank you," she said. "For what?" "For not letting them shrink your boy. I let your mom do that to mine. We paid for what was ours by right." I didn't have words then. "You do. Keep them." I sat on the toilet lid, thinking of the women in our family who learn peace costs and how fast we bill the one who always pays. I thought of Avery learning from Mom that beauty and attention are currency, and for me that I'd trade mine for theirs. Friday, Mom tried sweetness. "We're all stressed, honey." We overstepped. "Can you help with one last thing?" "Transport's a mess." "No," I texted. "Michael," she snapped, "your tone's rude." "No is enough," I replied. 5 minutes later, Dad. "I'll handle transport." I stared at that text. Ben called at lunch. I almost didn't answer, but gave him a chance. "I didn't know about the voicemail," he said quietly. "Or the doubling." "I believe you," I said. "She said it in a moment," he added, loyalty pulling. "She said it because it worked before," I said. He sighed. We cut the sign. I liked it, the bins. Silly but fun. "It's fine to like silly things," I said. "It's not fine to fund them by making someone prove love." Silence. "I want Theo there, period," he said. "Me too," I replied. The group chat was chaos, and slinging Bible verses like travel brochures, a cousin asking if teens could bring dates now that kids were allowed. "Mom, the vibe's ruined," a phrase I'll mock forever. That evening, Ben's mom sent a note with a small gift bag. "We're thrilled Theo's coming. Celebrations need kids underfoot. We'll cover the extra. Let a grandma spoil him." I read it twice, eyes stinging. Saturday, Theo scored at his soccer tournament and ran a victory lap like he'd solved world hunger. We got tacos. He asked if blazers go with sneakers for dancing. "Yes," I said. He practiced serious smile, serious faces. We filmed it, shared it with no one. Sunday, I wrote fridge rules. My kid isn't leverage. Help is a choice. Strings make a leash. No doesn't need reasons. My worth isn't a receipt. If dignity has a covered charge, I'm gone. Monday, Mom tried again. "If you don't call, I'll assume you're out of this family." Then, that was harsh. "Call." I put my phone in a drawer and worked. Boundaries feel cruel when you're trained to be on call. They're not, they're how you stay. Wednesday, Avery called, crying, "You made me look awful." I considered apologizing for the public truth at the tasting. I didn't. "Apologize to Theo," I said. He heard it in our kitchen. "I didn't know," she said softly. "You could fix it." "I don't want to seem weak," she whispered. "It'd make you human." Silence. We hung up. Friday, Mom showed up unannounced, looking like she'd lost a battle but found something better. Theo opened the door. She knelt to his level. "I'm sorry I made you feel like a problem. You're my grandson. I want you there." He looked at me. I nodded. "Can I have 2 cake slices?" he asked. She laughed, cried, said yes. When she left, Theo climbed into my lap. "Are we winning?" "We are," I said, meaning it. The house felt quiet, not heavy, but like a space I could control. I slept. We went to the wedding. Theo wore his navy blazer and clip-on bow tie, practiced 15 times. My suit felt like it fit my life again. The sun was soft, the venue smelled of fresh grass, the quartet played one pop song they'd learned. Avery looked radiant, not costly, but real. She saw us, blinked, then smiled, not for photos. Ben gripped my shoulder. "Thanks for being here," heavy with meaning. Kids ran across the lawn at cocktail hour. Candles stood firm. An aunt danced with a toddler. The world didn't end. The DJ took requests, and no one freaked when a 6-year-old picked Bruno Mars. Theo sat between me and a cousin who loves model trains, chatting about gears, eyeing the centerpiece like it was from Mars. Avery stopped by. "Hey, dance floor prince." Theo grinned, unpracticed. Mom approached cautiously. "I'm learning." Not an apology, but a start. Dad hugged me, silent. It was enough.